Welcome to Rogers TV Community News. My name is Kiana Alvarez. This week's top story: construction workers in Pickering discover possible human remains. Amelia Rousseau has more. Durham Regional Police recorded its sixth homicide of 2025 on October 4th at approximately 11:55 p.m. Durham Regional Police responded to a parking lot near Colborne Street East and Green Street in Whitby for a fight. Officers arrived on scene and located a male who had been assaulted. The victim was transported to a Toronto area trauma center where he succumbed to his injuries. The male victim has been identified as 24-year-old Thomas Holm of Whitby. The suspect was located at his residence in Ajax and arrested without incident. Austin Hill, age 28 from Ajax, is charged with manslaughter. A victim is in life-threatening condition after an assault in Oshawa on Monday, October 6th at approximately 5:40 p.m. The assault was in progress in the area of Ritson and Taunton Road. The DRPS has arrested 33-year-old Dwayne Wallen for aggravated assault after finding the victim suffering from obvious signs of trauma. He was held for a bail hearing. The victim was transported to a Toronto area trauma center and is currently in life-threatening condition. Authorities are looking for witnesses and asking anyone with a cell phone, dash cam, or surveillance footage to contact Durham Police. Durham Police have issued a warning to the public after a high-risk offender was released from prison and is now living in Oshawa. Matthew Donald Adlam, who is 52, was serving a sentence for a number of sexual assault-related offenses. Police say he's a significant risk to the community and has a history of serious criminal convictions, including sexual assault with a weapon, indecent act, breaking and entering, criminal harassment, carrying a concealed weapon, and violations of long-term supervision orders. Durham Police say they will continue to monitor Adlam's whereabouts and activities and say the public should stay vigilant and aware of their surroundings. The victim was transported to a Toronto area trauma center with life-threatening injuries, where he remains in critical condition. Authorities are looking for witnesses and asking anyone with a cell phone, dash cam, or surveillance footage to contact Durham Police. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back. Fire Prevention Week was from October 5th to October 11th. The theme this year was Charge into Fire Safety, Lithium Batteries in Your Home. Austin Colley has more. This was the scene Monday morning at Brooklyn High School, where students are saying they won't go back to class until they get prom back. This all came to light Friday just after 4 p.m. when students and parents received this letter from the school that Rogers TV obtained that says, "Beginning this year, our school will be moving away from organizing a formal prom, as has PPHS for decades and hundreds of schools across Ontario. This does not mean that students' friendships, accomplishments, and milestones will go unrecognized. Instead, we will continue to focus on creating inclusive and meaningful year-end activities that bring students together in ways that prioritize safety, dignity, and belonging." Late Monday afternoon, DDSB released this statement. The Durham District School Board and its secondary schools remain steadfast in their commitment to celebrating the accomplishments of graduating students in meaningful, inclusive, and respectful ways. Each DDSB secondary school works with the school community to plan traditional year-end celebrations for graduating students. These extracurricular activities, and over time, the expectations, costs, and liabilities associated with school-run end-of-year celebrations have increased substantially. As a result, and consistent with trends across Ontario, some DDSB secondary schools are rethinking how to approach end-of-year celebrations. Last week, 3 DDSB schools sent a letter informing the parent community of plans for change. We support change, but have asked these schools to pause and to schedule opportunities to sit down with students and staff to understand the concerns and to explore meaningful alternative or adjustments that reflect our shared values and priorities. These are student-focused events, and we want to ensure that student voices are heard and that the spirit of celebration and recognition remains at the heart of these occasions. The DDSB remains dedicated to ensuring that all graduates are honored for their accomplishments in a manner that reflects both the pride of their school communities and the principles of dignity and respect. Elizabeth Roy, Mayor of Whitby, released this statement. I'm aware of the growing concern in our community regarding the cancellation of prom at Brooklyn High School. I've heard from many disappointed students and concerned parents who see prom not just as a celebration, but as an important milestone marking the end of a significant chapter in students' lives. I'm pleased to see students using their voices to advocate on this issue. They deserve to be heard. The Ontario government is expanding the province's teaching workforce by investing $4.9 million to add 469 teaching seats at Ontario Tech University in Durham Region. The funding is part of the Ontario government's $55.8 million investment to get up to 2,600 new teachers into classrooms by 2027, with an emphasis on technological education, as well as underserved areas like French, northern, rural, Indigenous, and remote regions that need teachers the most. MPP Peter Bethlen-Falvey says, with this $4.9 million investment in Ontario Tech University, our government is taking meaningful action to strengthen the education system and meet the growing needs of Pickering, Uxbridge, and Durham Region. By expanding the number of teaching seats, we're helping to ensure more qualified teachers are ready to support students and set them up for long-term success. Ontario Tech University President Dr. Stephen Murphy says, Ontario Tech University is pleased with the government's commitment to addressing the growing demand for qualified teachers in Ontario. This investment will allow us to expand our teacher education capacity in our accelerated program and produce graduates who make optimal use of new and emerging digital technologies for learning. This investment will allow us to address the pressing need for more teachers in the region of Durham and contribute to Ontario's goals of improving student outcomes. We'll be back after the break. A dream comes true for a local grade 5 student to have the experience of a lifetime. Get ready, Durham. You have a new police chief in the region, and she's only in grade 5. On Monday, September 29th, Acting Deputy Chief Connolly visited William Dunbar Public School in Pickering to surprise this year's winner, Advaita Palawal. More than 100 grade 5 students from across Durham Region submitted essays for the contests, and 11 finalists were selected. The finalists visited DRPS regional headquarters to read their essays to a community panel of judges. Palawal will serve as chief for a day on October 28th and will be a guest of honor at the annual Padan Awards night on October 30th at Deer Creek and Ajax. Eric Marchand is back with this week's new movies. Now, let's head over to Zen Villeneuve for sports. That's all we have this Friday, October 10th. Thank you for watching. I'm Kiana Alvarez for Rogers TV Community News Durham.